Hello and welcome back. My name is Andrew.
And I'm Cole, and this is CTRL-AC, the podcast where we talk about Andrew's Rivian search concluding.
So here's the thing, y'all. I no longer want or need a Rivian.
No, I don't remember if we talked about it on the actual show or if it was
did.
Or if it was in just the short making of the short. The Rivian that we reviewed on our YouTube channel has a built-in speaker. And Andrew absolutely fell in love with this Bluetooth speaker.
So basically, when we were reviewing the truck, every 5 seconds I would turn to you and say, dude, it has a Bluetooth speaker built in.
Followed up by, I want this truck.
Right. When we got there to the filming location, I took the speaker out, started playing like a lake boat playlist. And I was like, this would be so cool to have. And you were like, the truck? And I was like, well, yeah, but it has a speaker built in.
It has a wireless speaker, dude.
Like, the thing had 800 horsepower.
Yep.
Like, the most capable car I've ever driven.
From factory, all-wheel drive, on bags.
It's such a good
800
car.
horsepower.
The only thing I talked about was the speaker.
While we weren't shooting, he was only talking about, dude, I want this truck. The speaker is so cool. And the flashlight in the door handle was a nice little bonus for you.
Right. So I solved my Rivian problem by making a purchase. Well, we'll talk about this after we talk about the new Rivians, but I no longer need a Rivian. It's the moral of the story.
Good, because we definitely don't have 70 grand to spend on a brand new truck.
Well, I would have for the speaker.
Right.
Because you get like 70 grand on a Raptor R. That's kind of crazy. Because that doesn't come with a speaker.
Right. Like, why would you pay that?
Throw in a speaker and
that's worth it. And
show me the paper. I'll sign them all.
It'd be nice if I had a flashlight too.
Right. Throw in the flashlight, done deal.
Yeah, 100%.
To all automakers out there listening, we know all of them are.
Yeah.
Put a speaker in your car. That's the sickest thing I've ever seen.
Wireless speaker in your car.
Yeah.
That you can take out.
Right.
And put somewhere.
Who would be the one to do a wired speaker?
Hold on.
That's a Chrysler thing.
Probably Mopar.
Anything, yeah. But like Jeep, all the like Ford Bronco.
Yeah.
Put a speaker in the car. It's the coolest thing. GMC did it with this the new Sierras with the multi-flex tailgate thing. When you fold it down into the step, it has speakers built in.
Nice.
It's awesome. Do that in every car.
Buy every car.
It's the best feature. Anyway, so Rivian R1T and R1S both get a new like version 2. They're still called R1T and R1S, but it's like a V2 second edition. So they get a ton of power. So the quad motor R1T now has over 1,000 horsepower. So that's pretty nice. 1,025 to be exact. It also has 1,198 foot-pounds of torque. So like just insane numbers. 0 to 60 in 2.5 seconds. All incredible.
0 to 100 in under 6 seconds. Quarter mile in 10 seconds on a truck.
It's a 10-second quarter mile?
10 and a half. So which I guess is a big difference, but...
Yeah, so like if you bring a C8 or like... Even supercars don't hit 10. Let me Google SVJ stock quarter mile. 10.3. You'd be neck and neck with an SVJ.
In your pickup truck.
In your pickup truck.
Take the back seats out
with
and
the Bluetooth speaker blaring from the back.
Okay, yeah.
See, I love this truck. I think I want it again. It has launch control now. There's a little graphic here on the Verge article about the power, and it shows like the full launch control sequence. It looks so good. It's like this cartoonish kind of really nice looking like launch control prep staging tutorial type thing. And then it shows you like your progress through the whole quarter mile and like a little bar. It's really cool. So insane power. It just kind of gets like a couple new features here. Hands-free driving, like the self-driving is improved. The screen gets a huge update. They have a new deal with Epic Games. So Unreal Engine is now in the R1T and R1S. And it makes the screen look really, really good. So it kind of looks like a video game, just a little bit. So the screen's going to be faster.
Well, it essentially will be if it's just the Unreal Engine GUI.
Yeah.
You're just running a game. That's funny.
The new Mustang has that too.
Really?
the 2024.
Mm-hmm.
It's like an Unreal partnership.
Cool. Glad to see Epic Games raking in more money.
Dude, we need EA to partner with them.
No.
Just charges you mid-drive. And then we get new color options. There's a new dark blue, like dark ocean color. It looks really, really good. Range is around the same. You get 420 miles of range. That's up from 410 on the first gen. So a couple extra miles is great. But they're kind of just slowly refining like what was already an incredibly good car. I don't think we found any problems with the R1T.
Not really. We did get some feedback on our video of people saying, you know, the usual EV cars. People hate EVs. Something somebody brought up was the headlights not looking good. I think they look really cool.
I don't mind them.
It's a very unique design. The whole truck as a whole is a unique design. I don't like what they're trying to do like Subaru's doing with the plastic trim everywhere.
Yeah, I can see that.
Like on the new WRXs, it has this really ugly, like fake carbon-like design like around the whole car. Looks tacky. And they've kind of got the same action going on with the fenders and the side skirts and the front bumper, but no like mechanical problems at all. Speed, great. Handling, fairly good. Off-road, pretty good.
Yeah.
Ride, incredible.
If you're gonna daily a truck,
this is if you want to daily an electric truck.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if this is better than any truck in general. Because, you know.
Is it a better daily than an F-150? On paper, it beats it in like every category.
Right.
But you don't get the sound.
You don't. There's a lot of like quality, not necessarily quality of life, but quality of enjoying the car, things that you lose when getting an EV. We've talked about this extensively, about everything that you lose from a gas car when you go to an electric car, right?
Yeah.
You don't feel the engine, you don't feel vibration, you just feel acceleration, which isn't a feeling. It's hard to feel acceleration as itself, right?
Right.
That's why race cars are so much more faster feeling. Like if you want, I'm not going to call my Honda a race car, right? But that thing was ghetto. It was loud. It was low. You felt every inch of movement in that car, which made it a very enjoyable car to drive.
I have driven both a M3 Comp and a Model S P100D. The Model S on paper is significantly faster than the M3.
Yeah, not even close.
But the feeling of the M3 is 100% fast. It feels 100%. Faster because of the engine and the gears when you're in manual mode. It feels faster because the Model S, you floor it once, you feel peak acceleration immediately, and then it's that every time. There's no change up.
You don't feel the vibration of the engine roaring. You don't feel the car shaking and rattling around as the engine's doing its thing and you're hitting stuff.
Right.
Tesla is just a smooth, flat ride to 200.
It's almost too smooth.
I would call it almost like a plane taking off.
That's fair, yeah.
Like you don't feel anything, but you can feel it's fast.
Right.
It's a really weird feeling. That's honestly why I wouldn't buy one of these to daily. Like an electric car in general. The only one that I would probably come close to would the Elantra N. Like the one that makes the car.
Oh, the Ioniq 5N?
Was it the Ioniq 5, not Elantra.
With the gears that gives you like the performance stuff from the EV, but...
There's another car that does it too. I don't remember what it was. I know the new Charger will.
Oh boy.
With Borla's...
It's really more of an aftermarket
sound solution.
Yeah. Anyways, R1T version 2 and R1S version 2, they all look good. They're so fast.
Incredibly fast.
You will walk an SVJ if you brace it. Like that is just a wild thing to say about a truck with off-road tires.
You would not walk an SVJ. An SVJ would walk you.
In a quarter mile?
Yeah, the SVJ is 0.2 seconds faster.
Oh, yeah. You'll get barely walked by an SVJ.
Right. Like the front of your car will be passing the finish line when the driver door handle does on the SVJ.
But if that's what it takes.
For a truck. Imagine
to beat your truck.
You take the tailgate and the back seats off and you're beating the SVJ.
Like if a guy in a Hellcat invites you to go to a drag strip and he's like, you want to race? And you're like, okay, let me unhitch from the trailer that towed you here. You could still beat him.
Yeah.
Crazy stuff.
Very, very good car. Rivian is yet again doing a great job. which is we haven't seen from EV companies in a while. Is a good job on a car.
What, you don't think Fisker is like a good example of a promising startup? They just filed for bankruptcy, by the way. Incredible it took them this long. Apparently Fisker has like 750 million in assets, or at least they claim. I have no idea if they actually do.
It's all just cars they didn't sell.
They also have $500,000 of debt. Or no, sorry, $500 million. 500 million. So they're just barely making it by. You may get more options from Rivian too.
Yeah.
In the coming year.
They're going to get better. They're going to get lighter. They're going to get faster. So.
Yeah. In a shareholder letter from Rivian, they released a page here that shows all of their current models. So that's R1S, R1T, and then the new Rivian R2, R3, and R3X. I love the R2 because it's a mini R1S. It starts at $45K. I think that's an incredible deal. And there's no reason to buy any other electric small SUV. Like Model Y, Blazer, Lyriq, ZDX. It all gets crushed by this, or at least should. And they have, on this sheet, they have all of those cars and then 5 cars that are under like a wrap. Or what do you call it? Like the...
Car
anyway,
cover.
There are 5 of them, and we don't know what they're going to be. 2 of them, or one of them is on the Gen 2 list with R1S and R1T. So one of them is going to be expensive. One of them is with the R3 and R2. So one of them is going to be cheaper. And then 3 of them are on a category called affordable mass market.
So things like the Model 3.
I guess.
Like Tesla. So it's going to be competing with that. Like the Chevy, what is it? Chevy Bolt.
Yeah. So there is a chance that we could get 3 new Rivians under $45K.
Which would be insane, especially with what Rivian's doing like currently.
Right. Model Y would be completely dead. But yeah, we'll see how the new Rivians perform on the track against all of the supercars. I'm sure CarWow is gonna do all that. And then maybe we get sub $45,000 Rivians, which would be incredible. But I won't need one. I no longer need a Rivian because I bought a Bluetooth speaker.
You did buy a Bluetooth speaker.
We were driving home from shooting the Rivian, and I just told you, if I just buy a Bluetooth speaker, will I be content?
And
will
stick
I no
it
longer,
under your passenger seat
right,
in
and
your
just
truck?
stick it under my passenger seat? Will I be fine? And the answer is yes.
So that's exactly what Andrew did.
I bought a Bose SoundLink Flex.
When did the speaker come out? First question, does it charge with USB-C?
It does. It came out in 2021, charges with USB-C. Buttons are on the top. Sounds phenomenal. Gets loud enough. Great speaker.
Hashtag not sponsored.
Not sponsored. $150. Solid deal. Would recommend. And now I don't need a Rivian.
Nope.
Because I can pull up to the function, pull out this speaker, and I no longer need the camp speaker.
Exactly.
So part of me is kind of sad that the Rivian's less cool now, but...
You know what makes me sadder?
Oh, boy.
The new M5. Oh, my gosh. Okay, this is not the absolute worst thing they could do. So the 2025 BMW M5 is going to be a plug-in hybrid with 720 horsepower. So it's the V8.
The M5 is the M version of the 5 Series, which is the like big-ish, not big-ish.
It's like large sedans.
Normal size sedan. The 7 Series is the huge sedan, like the S-Class. But it's like the big, decent size sedan.
It's the family
M
sedan
model.
size. Yeah.
And it has always had an incredible twin turbo 4.4 liter V8. I've driven an M5. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Then, so M5 existed. BMW introduced the G80 M3, G80 M4. So the M3 and M4 got the grille facelift. They got all of the new tech inside, kept the same engine, and the M3 and M4 are incredible cars. Yeah. And the M5 was just kind of left there slightly outdated. So now it's not. Now it has even more tech than the G80M cars. The inside of this looks just like the electric BMWs, like the i5 or the electric 5 Series, with the... I don't know how to describe, like thick ambient lighting.
Yeah.
Like ambient lighting plates. And the inside is sick. Looks fantastic. Ton of tech.
You know what I just realized? Killed manuals.
There was never an M5 manual.
There's no way.
Because it's the big family stand. M3 and M4 still come in a manual. So you can still get a G80 manual M3 and M4. But the recent M5 was not. So it does keep the 4.4 twin turbo V8. But it adds a 194 horsepower electric motor.
And then also adds 1,200 pounds?
That's 1,200 pounds. So it has more horsepower. It's at 717 horsepower.
Which is not insignificant at all.
The 0 to 60 is slower than the last gen. So you'd not expect that.
One of the comments on the Car and Driver post is almost 5,400 pounds for something that is supposed to be a world-class performance sedan. That's not too far off from the X7. I can't imagine any amount of technical trickery being able to fully hide that weight.
No way. How heavy is the new M5?
Like 5,400 pounds.
The X7 is 5,400 pounds. That's insane. The X7 is the large family SUV with 7 seats.
Yeah.
This is the first time too that I've seen the add more weight but add a hybrid motor thing not work. Like the new 992.2 911, the Carrera, one of them has a hybrid motor. The car is heavier, but it's faster in every way. The M5 is now heavier and it's also slower.
Okay.
They didn't add enough power.
Because it was already pretty heavy, adding 1,200 pounds makes a massive difference.
It's an X7.
I know. Hold on. 992s are already fast and light. So adding some power and some weight doesn't affect it as much as it would an already heavy car.
I suppose. But 1,200 pounds added onto any car.
Yeah, that's a big difference.
That's a lot. I have a feeling this is going to drive a lot more like an EV than the old M5. When you corner, I think it's going to feel like a boat, and that motor is going to make, or the electric motor is going to make the acceleration all instant. So I think it still has the twin turbo V8, but I do not think you're going to feel that or hear it even, because it's going to pipe in the electric sounds too. So M5 is ruined.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
I could agree with that.
Guess what else is ruined? The Bentley Continental. It is known for two things, I guess. It's a very luxurious car, but the thing it is known for is the wonderful, glorious, legendary W12 engine.
They sound amazing.
12 cylinders.
12 cylinders.
It's incredible.
It is a very good sounding motor.
I have driven a Continental GT Speed.
You have.
It is incredible because it accelerates so differently because it's so smooth. You always feel like it just continuously pulls you because you have so many cylinders and it's so buttery. It's just a great engine.
But you still feel everything, which makes it a fun car to drive.
Right. So that's gone.
Yeah.
So the Bentley Continental GT is now, guess what? A plug-in hybrid.
It looks like a longer RX-8. Well, look at the back. You see it?
Don't not see it.
You see what I'm saying? Like, kind of blur your eyes a little bit, back up some. It looks like an RX-8 with a fat front end.
Yeah, I guess.
And that's an ugly car.
So now it is a very luxurious, expensive car without a amazing engine.
Yeah.
So it's a plug-in hybrid paired with a V8. It has 771 horsepower. So they did it right because it's still a boat, 5,400 pounds, but it's only
500 or 5,250 pounds on this one.
The old Continental was like 4,800 pounds, and this is
no. The W12 was 550, 250.
Oh, was it really? So 52 to what now? 54. So it adds like 200 pounds.
Yeah.
So they did this right. Hybrid motor gives the extra power.
200 more horsepower and 200 more pounds.
Yeah. That's a pretty good power to weight.
That's a 1-to-1 power to rate increase. That's awesome.
That's great. But just do that with the W12. Don't kill like the best part of the whole car.
I have a feeling they're going to do something with the W12. Like they can't just not put it in anything anymore.
Who Who owns Bentley? Or who do they
Volkswagen,
work with?
I think Volkswagen.
Oh, so it is done then. It's not like they're putting a W12 in a Jetta. And Bugatti doesn't need it because they have the V16 now and the Tourbillon, or however you say
Bugatti also, not Bugatti, geez. Volkswagen also owns Bugatti, doesn't it?
Yeah, but I don't know where the engine would go.
So that's a cheaper Bugatti. Twin turbo W12.
Whoa.
Make
W12 and a cheaper Bugatti.
Make it like it's $250,000 Bugatti.
Even if it was $500,000.
Yeah.
Even if it was $1 million. The Chiron's still what, 2.5?
It wouldn't be as good as the Chiron though, because this only makes 500 horsepower, and it's already turboed.
Or just do like a GT Jetta. Call it a day. It would save the whole brand.
It's like the MR2 mid-engine.
A mid-engine W12 Volkswagen Jetta.
Jetta GT.
Be incredible.
Jetta R.
Jetta R.
Jetta GT.
Keep the Continental.
Did I say that already?
Jetta GT Speed.
Jetta.
Keep the Bentley name. Done.
Exactly.
There you go. I would buy that car, even without a Bluetooth speaker. I want you to pick a hybrid car and remove the hybridification-ness.
Can it be a car that's not 100% released yet?
Sure.
But is confirmed.
But not the M5 or the new Continental.
Right. I'm going to go ahead and dehybridify the new Honda Prelude.
That's what I thought you would say.
Yep.
You just saved that car.
That is, yeah. A gas 2-liter, if it got the same motor as the Type R.
Just make a Miata competitor. I don't know why they didn't.
Take the Type R engine, take the turbo off, make it an NA K-Series in a Prelude from factory. That thing would sell.
The two-door convertible space is just Miata and then the cousins, like the BRZ,
the Trio,
GR86. Yeah,
it's
boring.
The small coupes is Suzuki might bring back the Cappuccino, which is interesting. The little K car.
Okay,
it's in between a Miata and a Honda Beat on size, so that's another competitor, I'd say.
But like everyone just buys a GR86 or a Miata.
Right.
It's not a competitive.
Not at all. And Honda could most definitely saturate that. But no, they're giving you a hybrid with a CVT.
Imagine a two-door manual, naturally aspirated Prelude.
That thing would rip.
With all of the new Honda tech.
Yeah.
But with a manual.
With a manual. 6-speed
manual. Because Honda manuals are amazing.
Honda manuals have always been amazing. It's something they've always been good at since the early 90s.
Such a good car.
I think it would be the best budget daily sports car.
Everyone would buy that over a Mazda.
And like those who want a Type R but can't afford it, or like an SI even but cannot buy it,
or who don't want like a Civic, because the new SI is a 4-door too.
Do they not make the 2-door SIs anymore?
They do not.
Wow.
We talk about this specifically because we love tech in cars.
We do,
and we're a big fan of throwing more tech in cars. But for some reason, that always comes with a hybrid electric. Like the most tech-packed cars, the EQS, the i7, they're all electric.
Well, if you think about it, adding technology adds power requirements and
it all makes sense.
Yeah, like from a company standpoint, it makes sense. But just like find a new way to do it. Put solar panels in my trunk and hide it as carbon fiber.
Give me all of the tech just without the hybrid.
Right. 2 batteries in the car, whatever. Just give me a full manual NA. They could have given that thing like 260 horsepower on an NA motor.
The Prelude?
Yes.
That could have been such a good car. Is it a CVT hybrid now?
Yeah.
That's going to be awful.
It's going to be terrible.
Wow.
200 horsepower.
Fumbled hard with that.
My 2007 Civic Si would have gapped that Prelude. Or will gap that Prelude until I wrecked my Civic Si.
All right. Well, back to technology. Let's see.
Fun fact. iPhone 15 crash detection works.
Does it really?
Yeah. My Siri says, okay, cool. I'm just making sure it's not about to call 911. My voice assistant on my iPhone says, crash detected, calling emergency services, and then counts from 10 down. And then it called him.
Nice.
Yeah.
I mean, not nice that.
No, but it works. Good to know.
But it works.
Got to pay that $1,200 on the phone for something. Crash detection.
There's no way we actually had a real life test of that.
We did.
We joked about it too when it came out. We were like, we're going to have to crash a car and see if it works.
Well, look here.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. When we get back, we'll talk about another thing that we may have to impulse buy along with the Rivian.
Along with the Rivian and the Bluetooth speaker. We'll be right back.
So with the Vision Pro, our general conclusion was incredible piece of technology, very innovative, amazing. Go listen to our episode.
Yeah.
But it's $3,500.
It's a very expensive device. We're not underestimating like what it can do. It's a very powerful device, and it's not overpriced.
It's $3,500
It is
though.
expensive, but I believe it is rightfully expensive.
The general public feels the same way.
Yeah.
They like it a lot, but it's too expensive. Apple sees that. They are making a cheaper Vision Pro. A report from The Information says that Apple is not going to be working on another higher end like Vision Pro 2, and they're instead going to work on a cheaper Vision Pro that Bloomberg said is going to be between $1,500 and $2,500.
So it's going to be $2,000.
So $2,000.
With add-ons, it'll be up to $2,500 probably.
Is that cheap enough? I don't
$2,000
know.
because the Meta, what is it? The Meta Quest Pro or whatever.
Right.
That's like what, $1,500? And it's a piece of crap.
Yeah, but the Quest 3 is what.
that's
a good one.
$500, isn't it?
Right.
And it's not great.
And we've already said they're not comparable.
They're not comparable.
But people don't realize that.
Yeah, people put them in the same box. They're in the same room, but they're not in the same box.
Right. You could buy 7 Quest 3s for the price of one Vision Pro. If the Vision Pro could get to $999, the price of an iPhone, it would fly off the shelves. I genuinely think
100%.
people would buy that for $1,000.
If they make 1,000, even, okay, I think 2,000 might be at the cap. Because that's like high-end gaming PC cost.
Once you're at $1,000, that I think 1,000 is still in the like, not impulse buy, but it's like the okay, this may be fun. It's Christmas time, you know. You get your quarterly bonus. I'll pick this up for $1,000.
Right.
3,500 is not necessarily an impulse buy. 1,000 is closer to one. So then you have to think, what are they going to take off? Vision Pro is 3,500. How do we get this down?
Right.
Everyone says take off the front screen.
Take off the front screen because I feel like that's really unnecessary.
Do you know what the Vergecast pointed out? In Dub, in the opening shot when everyone was in the plane,
Yeah.
one of the executives, I forget his name, he was wearing a Vision Pro and he turned to the camera and his eyes lit up, and they played that as a joke. They made fun of the screen.
That's funny.
I don't know. I feel like they would not, the general public would not care if the screen was gone.
Not at all.
Because like that was the meme. The meme was the screen eyes and all that. People kind of laughed at that.
Yeah.
And that's an incredible amount of money
Yeah.
to put a whole display on the front of the headset. I think if you want people to impulse buy it, it's got to be $1,000.
I agree. But I don't, because I'm sure they'll make it cheaper as they go.
Right.
Like
eventually
the
it'll
Vision
be $1,000.
Pro is not going to be $3,500 for
Right.
its entire course. Like the iPhone was like what, 300, or how much was the iPhone on launch? Like $500, $499? Like iPhone 2.
$500.
Okay, right. And then it went up to around 7 for like the flagship device. It slowly creeped up 6, 7, 8, 9, 950, 1,000. Now we're at what, 1,200 for a Pro Max without
Right.
tax or shipping. Like if you get it from somewhere,
Right.
the price is gonna change.
You know what? That's a good point. If the Pro Max is $1199, maybe Vision Pro at $1499 is okay.
Yeah.
It's just more expensive than the best iPhone.
Do you think they're gonna call it Vision Lite or Vision SE, or Vision Pro SE?
I think Apple Vision makes sense. Apple Vision Pro,
Yeah.
maybe. MacBook Air, MacBook Pro. I don't know.
But
or just like Vision SE.
yeah, because I feel like it has to have some kind of modifier on the end, just because it's a sense of your body.
Apple Vision Ultra.
Vision Pro Max Ultra.
Solid titanium. You need
Space
a
grade
neck
titanium
brace when
even.
you're wearing it.
You get a vest.
Yeah, the question is just where do they cut the costs?
It might have It has to have a detachable battery or plugged in, maybe.
4K display instead of 8K or whatever it is.
Less pixels, right? Smaller display. But they only have to shave $1,000 off, essentially. Maybe
I guarantee you that front screen is $1,000. If they cut the front screen, and then if they kept M2 in it while the Vision Pro goes to M4,
like they did with the iPads, basically.
There you go. I think you're at $2,000 easily. Now to get to 1,000, 1,500, I don't know what you do.
You'd probably
Maybe make it plastic. Make it feel a little cheaper. I don't know.
They might do that, or
that'd be better too. It'd be lighter.
Yeah. So okay, some reasonable things that are going to happen. It's going to lose the screen.
I think that's a given.
Yeah, 100%. There's a chance it might be plug-in only. Like you have to be plugged in.
Oh,
kind of like
that would be
like you're tethered to a laptop or your phone, no matter what, and the battery. Because like the Oculus Rift was the cheaper, but
oh yeah,
remember when that was the thing? So it might have to be plugged into a desktop or something.
Would you buy a Vision Pro for $1,000, down from $35, if you had to plug it into a Mac?
If it had to be attached, yeah, for $1,000, 100%.
No, I bet your iPhone could do it.
Probably.
Oh, not power it though. Your iPhone couldn't power it.
But you'll have the battery pack. Like you'd probably have the battery pack or a wall outlet.
You'd have 2 cables going down. Oh, that'd be ugly. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see though. If they can get it down to $14.99, I think this holiday season, people would pick it up. It's not supposed to be done this year.
No, probably. It probably won't come out till next event.
I think their goal is 2025.
Probably.
That's what I've been seeing. But is there a demand for this? Not anymore. There was when the Vision Pro came out.
But also, people lost interest because of how expensive it was. So if same, quote, groundbreaking technology comes for half the price, then...
Right. Because all the normal, like, non-tech people I talked to said, have you seen the crazy new Apple headset? Yeah, it's $3,500. Like, that was the barrier.
Right.
The Meta Quest is just...
Fun Beat Saber.
$499 for a Meta Quest is 100% impulse buy.
Well,
like, it's Christmas time. Like I said, you get your quarterly bonus.
Right.
You walk into a Best Buy. The Meta Quest looks fun for the family for Christmas morning. It's $500. I don't think many parents are saying, I'll just splurge and get a $3,500 Vision Pro for the fun of it.
Now, are some people like that?
Some people are like that.
Yes, we are not the people like that.
We are not. Considering I bought a Bluetooth speaker over a Rivian.
And you're excited about your $100 speaker.
Yes, my speaker made up for the car. So we are not that type of person. I don't know. I don't know if I'd buy one. I said I would, though. We both said we'd buy a cheaper Vision Pro.
I think out of college, I would even pay for a mid-range Vision Pro.
You know what? I would only be using this thing to watch movies. So I guess if it had to be plugged into a Mac, I'd be fine.
That's what I'm saying. Like, or some games, like if it's a long cable, right? Like you're able to move around with it.
They should sell a backpack with a hook that you wrap the cable around. It's like a dog leash where you can just walk.
It's just like a MacBook, but it's just a backpack.
It'd be incredible.
MacBook Pro.
Wow. Let's trademark that real quick. So yeah, who knows?
So you know what else could be cool, or is cool, I guess in this case.
Is confirmed cool.
Yeah.
The Snapdragon X Elite Copilot plus AI Microsoft computers.
Essentially, that's pretty much what we're getting.
So the reviews are starting to come out of the Snapdragon X Elite processor computers. The Verge has a review up on the Surface laptop. Tom Warren did a really good job. And he basically said, you don't notice it's an ARM chip, which is exactly what they were going for.
Yep.
We talked about how the Surface Pro X came out a while ago, 2019.
Yeah.
With an ARM chip, or 2017, 19. So 5 years ago, that was the first like Windows ARM device. It was terrible. He basically said, performance-wise, when he's using the Surface laptop with the X Elite, you just don't notice it. It just feels like a snappy laptop. Mm-hmm. That's a win.
Snappy Windows is always a good time.
Yeah. They're not going to have the same launch that M1 did, where everyone was like, wow, this feels incredibly fast. But I think this is fine. I think as long as the computer feels just as fast, going to ARM. That's success in the
100%.
Windows world. He said the battery life was very, very good. And Cole, are you ready for this?
I'm ready.
He went to bed at 11 p.m. with the laptop at 72%. He woke up the next day, turned it on. It was at 70.
No way.
It doesn't drain the whole battery overnight.
That's such a win. You know what? Okay, this is kind of off topic, but you know what impressed me? Intel's mobile integrated graphics.
The Iris Plus?
No, not even. It might have been. I don't remember. But I have a gaming laptop. And in certain games, it doesn't want to switch from the integrated graphics to the 3050 that's in it.
Right.
Because it's two technically graphics chips, right? And it'll prioritize the non-wattage heavy one. So I'll be playing Minecraft, right? I was like, I turned on shaders because I knew the 3050 can handle it. I'm like, why is it running like slow? So I turn them back off. I'm back to 200 FPS on base Minecraft. And then I turn shaders on. They're like 50 FPS even still. Like my MacBook gets that.
Right.
Maybe a little more on the MacBook with like higher settings, but Intel's integrated graphics have definitely gotten better.
You're not going to have that problem here because everything's on the SoC. It's like M1. Your CPU, your GPU, your memory, it's all on one chip. That hurts it for things like gaming. He said the game support is not good.
Maybe that makes sense.
And some apps like Premiere Pro aren't optimized yet, so that drains the battery, heats up the laptop because it's all running through a translation layer that's not as good as Rosetta, Apple's translation layer.
Or Wine.
What's Wine?
It's another translator.
Oh. So that's kind of finicky until they update for...
right. It's like why you can't play some games on Linux because of ARM. Like if you're on an ARM chip and Linux is heavily optimized towards ARM.
But that all gets fixed.
Right. That'll all be
updates.
fixed as this gets more and more popular.
I don't think Intel's not going to die, especially in the high-end like gaming market, because you can't.
No, I don't think so either.
You can't throw a 4090 onto an SoC yet. You can't throw that kind of performance onto an integrated chip
and expect like reasonable temperatures and like performance and stuff like that.
Graphic designers are still going to want their 40, even on the Mac OS side. Even if you have like an M2 Ultra Mac Pro or whatever, you still hit like these GPU limits. Where on the older Mac Pro, you could just buy the giant AMD GPU.
The afterburner.
You kind of throw more horsepower at it and fix it. So, but for like normal consumer level stuff and even like creative stuff, video, photo editing, the SoC being integrated, like all that stuff, all the ARM benefits, great. So the Surface laptop now is a Windows computer with all day battery life, solid performance. It doesn't get hot. It's $1,000, 120 hertz display.
See,
it's a really good deal.
If you remember back to 2 years ago almost, about a year and a half ago, my hunt for a laptop. I had some options. I was thinking M1 MacBook Air, which I ultimately ended up buying, and then getting my MacBook Pro later the year. The Razer, what was it? The Razer...
The not blade.
It wasn't the blade.
The one under the blade. Yeah.
Right. The Razer Book.
Yeah.
The Razer Book. I was looking around the 6 to 8, like the 5 to 700 range for a laptop. And on the used market, that's about what they were going for. Same with the Air. I paid like $650 for my Air, I think, which was a really good deal at the time. That was a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
That's when M1 main, like the actual M1 Pro and M1 Max MacBook Pros were dropped that year, right? Or a year before.
21.
Yeah. So this would definitely have been on the contender list for me looking for a new laptop.
Yeah, because you get really good performance like this for $1,000. That's why why the MacBook Air is unbeatable. Because I get incredible performance no matter what I'm doing.
100%.
And my laptop, I got the RAM upgrade, so mine was more expensive. But this laptop is $1,100.
Even on the used market now.
Yeah, the M1 Air you can get for like $500.
You can get them way cheaper than that now. I've seen them as low as $250s, like
Walmart
300s.
sells them new for like $700 or something like that.
700's way okay. I think that's a little too high.
800 at Walmart, brand new.
I think a brand new M1 Air.
Yeah.
M1 Air.
Yeah.
I think that's too much.
$699 at Walmart.
That's not terrible. But yeah, you can find them for a really good price, and that's one of the best price to performance used laptops
because of the
you can get
battery
right
life
now.
and all that.
It's an Air, so it's light, it's thin, it has good battery life. It's a good laptop.
It's phenomenal.
Especially for the price. But I really think this would have broken my budget requirements because this is an absolutely phenomenal laptop just from all the results we've seen in the last week.
Yeah, and he said in a Cinebench test, it did outperform the M3 in certain situations.
That makes sense.
Like, it is genuinely amazing.
And it has 16 gigs of RAM for base model, which I'm sure helped on that result.
16 gigs of RAM and 120 hertz display for $1,000.
You can't get much better of a deal than that.
That's really good.
This is a very uncommon W from Microsoft.
Yeah. I was seeing a lot of people on Twitter say that like the Mac OS versus Windows laptop debate is back to being purely software.
Mm-hmm.
The hardware is like on par now.
They just need to get it better.
Yeah.
Windows 12 should be coming out fairly soon.
Oh boy.
Because when did we get Windows 11? 2019?
Is this a good year or a bad year?
What do you mean?
Like the cycle, good, bad, good, bad.
It's on the good. It's on the good.
Was 11 good
11 was okay.
and 10 was bad?
No, 10 was really good.
Okay.
7 was okay. Vista was great.
98 was
Okay. We have a computer at work running Windows XP that we use to flash images onto.
I miss Windows XP.
When did you use Windows XP?
That was like the first computer I learned how to
Really?
use. I think so, yeah.
Like with the blue and like the blue taskbar
Yeah.
with the green start?
My
That's
grandma
crazy.
had a Windows XP computer.
Wow.
For a long time, actually.
That makes sense. For just notes and stuff.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Pretty slow. It was not X Elite level.
it was not.
Our final story is one that brings both of us great joy.
Yes. Oh my gosh. If I had to pick one company to eliminate obliterate with a laser off the planet of the Earth.
The United States Justice Department is suing Adobe.
Finally, Adobe has the most anti-consumer policy when it comes to their money.
It is genuinely incredible how not consumer friendly Adobe is.
No, Adobe hates people that don't have hundreds of millions of dollars.
Okay, so for those of you who are not creative professionals,
Like I am.
like
Like I
ourselves.
am. Right.
Adobe makes some of the world's finest software. Mm-hmm. Photoshop, Lightroom, Premiere Pro, After Effects. It's great.
It's a phenomenal.
Very, very good software used by professionals worldwide. So Adobe is being sued because their pricing tier is allegedly confusing.
No, it's not allegedly confusing. It's very confusing, okay?
It is alleged, but I can tell you it's confusing.
And it's confusing. And you know what? You cannot cancel it. Like, it is physically impossible to cancel your Adobe
When you sign up for
subscription.
Adobe, when you sign up for Creative Cloud, which is like the subscription that has all the software, because you can't buy Adobe software outright.
Right. Which
So,
doesn't
like,
make any sense.
With DaVinci and Final Cut, like you can just purchase those software licenses. You have them forever.
Well, forever in quotations.
All right. With Adobe, you have to pay a monthly fee forever.
Right.
Which, like the Photoshop Lightroom bundle, I think is like 20 something bucks a month.
Which is ridiculous.
It's forever. You can't just buy it. People would pay $300 for Photoshop. People would pay.
There are people that would pay, yes.
People would pay $500 for Premiere Pro.
Yeah.
I wouldn't.
Professionals
But
who used it a lot.
right.
And the Creative Cloud app is so bad.
It is horrendously awful.
It's so bad.
When you sign up for Adobe Creative Cloud, you are given 3 options for payment. You can pay monthly, self-explanatory.
Yep.
You can pay annually, self-explanatory, bills you the whole thing in one go. Or you can pay annually monthly. This is where the lawsuit comes in. Annually monthly means that you get the annual rate. So like a lot of times you'll see that a subscription has $10 a month.
Right.
Right. $10 a month
$120 for the year.
or $8 a month.
If you pay for
But
the
you
year
have to pay the whole thing outright
at once. Yep.
at once. And if you break it down, it's cheaper a month. Adobe has the annually monthly, which gives you the cheaper monthly rate, but locks you into a 1-year contract. So when you try and cancel it, it just says, okay, you're done, and charges you the full amount because you were in the contract, and then you're done. People got charged the full amount, didn't realize why, because they thought annually monthly was monthly, which I can see right. That. Yeah, monthly's in the name.
To be fair, that is people who don't read the privacy policy.
That is true. It's probably their.
That's gonna be Adobe's defense. Like, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if Adobe won this lawsuit.
We put it in paragraph 5,000 of the terms and conditions you agreed to. That's the whole lawsuit. Worst case scenario, they win. Everything goes on the same.
Right.
Best case scenario, they lose.
They have to fix their stupid software purchasing.
They hate their customers. They must hate their for some reason. Their customer support is awful.
It's terrible. And they keep letting you use the software after you stop paying the subscription. Right. I didn't pay for Adobe for a year, but I was still on the subscription. I just had it hooked to an empty debit card because I just stopped using that debit card. And I could change the card it went to, but I was like, no, just let me cancel my subscription because I don't pay for it, right? And it keeps attempting to charge me.
Right. And part of the lawsuit is that they're throwing up obstacles when you try and cancel, and they make it hard to. So, good job, FTC.
Yay.
Rare W here.
Rare W.
But yeah, hopefully we can just buy. Do you know how much money they'd make right off the bat?
A lot.
From that many thousands of people just buying Premiere Pro for their studios and stuff.
And there's not going to be no need for Premiere Pro.
Right.
Like, it's always going to be a software. Or Adobe software is always going to be a thing that people are going to need. Yeah. Generations and generations, or how many of those are left.
It's something you pass to your grandkids.
your login
Creative Cloud login. Let's end on that note. If you work for Adobe and would like to explain why,
if you want to give us a statement that we can use against you in court,
just why do you hate your customers?
Why are you like this?
Why do you make everything very difficult?
You're the middle child.
Yes, you can talk to us because I'm sure you want to
on the platform. With the
most confused, not CEO. We said CEO last time.
And it was
He's
wrong.
Not the CEO.
He's not the CEO.
The chief meme officer, whatever he is.
CMO.
Yeah, CMO. Sure.
You can X, tweet, whatever it's called nowadays at us. I am at ColdWWWeb.
I am at Utterly Drew. We will see y'all in the next one.